All right, let's dive right in. In this explainer, we're going to unpack a really powerful financial strategy that's helping modern CPA firms break free from the old ways of doing things and actually achieve profitable growth. So, does this picture look familiar? It's that classic tug of war, right? Your clients are asking for more, better, faster, but at the same time, your own costs, salaries, overhead, you name it, they just keep creeping up. It's a really tough spot to be in. So, first things first, let's get into exactly where that pressure is coming from. We're going to break down these specific financial hurdles that are really squeezing the profit margins for firms, maybe just like yours. Now, look at this list. These aren't just line items on a budget. They're anchors. They're fixed, inflexible costs. I mean, think about it. You're paying top dollar during that crazy busy season, but what happens in the slower months? That incredible talent might not be fully utilized. That cycle makes scaling up your firm without killing your profits feel almost impossible. So, how in the world do you escape that squeeze? Well, the answer isn't just about trying to cut a few costs here and there. It's about a much bigger idea, a fundamental shift in your entire financial strategy. It's about going from rigid to flexible. And this, right here, is the core concept. We're talking about strategic outsourcing. It's a way to take your single biggest fixed cost, your payroll, and transform it into a variable cost, one that actually matches your workload. So you stop paying for headcount and you start paying for capacity, but only when you actually need it. When you put the two models side by side, wow, the difference is just night and day. The old way locks you into these long-term salary commitments and all that hidden overhead. The new way, it's agile, it's on demand. And maybe most importantly, it takes a ton of the financial risk out of growing your firm. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but you're probably wondering, how does this actually work day to day? Well, it all comes down to one thing: smart allocation. It's about making sure the right people are doing the right work at the right cost. This is basically the playbook. The logic is simple, but so powerful. You outsource all of that repetitive, time-consuming stuff like data entry and preparing drafts. And what does that do? It frees up your most valuable, most expensive in-house experts to focus only on the things that generate the most revenue: the high-level strategy, the final sign-offs, and building those critical client relationships. You're essentially stopping the practice of paying partner-level salaries for entry-level tasks. So, what's the end results of all this? Let's walk through a quick scenario to see how this approach lets you achieve real, meaningful growth without completely straining your bottom line. Okay, let's imagine your firm is doing fantastic work, and you manage to grow your client base by a super healthy 25%. That should be amazing news, a huge win, right? Well, it depends on how you're structured. This is really where the rubber meets the road. Without an outsourcing strategy, that 25% growth can be a double-edged sword. You either have to rush to hire more staff, which is expensive, or you risk burning out your current team. Either way, your profit margins take a big hit. But with a strategic partner, you just scale up your flexible capacity. Your costs stay aligned with your revenue, your team stays focused on what they do best, and your margins stay strong and healthy. Now, there's a really common fear here, and it's that saving money must mean you're cutting corners on quality. But what's so interesting about this model is that the exact opposite is often true. Think about it. When your best people aren't bogged down with tedious work, they have more time and mental energy for careful, thorough reviews. This can actually lead to fewer errors and a higher quality final product for your clients. Now, I know this is a big change in thinking, and you probably have some questions bubbling up. So let's just go ahead and tackle two of the most common ones I hear all the time. First question, is this whole thing just a fancy way to cut costs? Is it all about saving a few bucks? The short answer is no. Absolutely not. I mean, sure, cost efficiency is a nice benefit, but that's not the main goal. The real prize here is strategic. It's about building a business model that is more efficient, more flexible, and ultimately much more profitable for the long haul. And here's the other big one, especially from the partners. Wait a second, aren't we just going to reduce the amount of high-value work we can bill for? Actually, it does the exact opposite, and this is the part that's a real game changer. By offloading all that low-value prep work, you create more time and capacity for your senior team to focus on the work that only they can do, that complex, strategic advisory work that clients value most and that you can bill at the highest rates. So when you put this all together, you realize what we're really talking about here isn't just some small operational tweak. It's about building a real, sustainable competitive advantage in a very crowded market. This quote really says it all. Outsourcing isn't an expense-cutting tactic. It's a strategic investment in sustainable success. It's about shifting your mindset and building a smarter, more scalable foundation for your firm's future. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Right now, is your firm's cost structure a liability that's holding you back, or is it an asset that's actually powering your growth? The answer to that could really define your future.